Donald Trump and Xi Jinping's meeting has concluded in Busan, South Korea. Now, Xi and Trump meeting ends. The Chinese state media has confirmed that. China, Xi finishes meeting with Donald Trump as per the state media. They met for 1 hour 40 minutes. That's the time that's been clocked in by the Chinese state media reports at this given point on this very meeting. Remember, earlier we were taking you through all aspects of this meeting in terms of what is on the table for as set as the agenda for the very meeting, albeit the outcomes that we are expecting to come from this very meeting. Again, very difficult to speculate over, but yes, Pranay Upadhyay joins me on the very broadcast for more details on this. Pranay, please take us through what we are learning at this point on this very meeting.
As you mentioned, that this meeting lasted for around 1 hour and 40 minutes. Definitely an important engagement. Both the leaders were meeting after an interval, after a gap of around 6 years. And in fact, in the backdrop of the recent trade tensions between United States and China, we are expecting that there could be some kind of an announcement how United States and China are going to resolve their trade tensions and resolve their issues. Ahead of this meeting, there was a crucial meeting between the U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent with their Chinese counterparts and the Chinese delegation. There were certain preparatory rounds that how United States and China can resolve their issues and how they can bring some kind of an arrangement to a working relationship as far as the trade tensions are concerned. But we have to see that what exactly comes in terms of is the United States going to lower down tariffs? This is the look forward for after this meeting. What kind of announcement will be made after this meeting? Because the extended tariff truce is soon going to expire because it has a deadline of 1st of November. And President Donald Trump has already indicated that if the United States doesn't give or United States doesn't get some kind of a relief in terms of rare earth mineral exports, then definitely, United States is going to impose 100% tariffs on China, which has its own, serious ramification if that happens. So on these counts, then TikTok and other issues are also there. Besides that, also there are growing concern about the Chinese, students, Chinese, nationals coming to United States. The visa reforms, those are also issues which are likely would have been discussed in this meeting. Then besides that, the technological spying, that is also an issue in United States, and especially for the MAGA camp of President Donald Trump. So we are expecting some kind of a statement, some kind of a joint statement, but that will be a key thing. What these two leaders has actually discussed and what actually comes out in terms of a joint statement document, that is a look forward. But definitely, this is an important meeting which is going to have its own bearing and impact on the bilateral trade between the United States and China. And also, it is going to have impact on global markets as well.
Absolutely. And I think we've already started seeing its effects on the global markets as we speak. But Pranay, if we keep the focus on this bilateral meeting that's taken place, let's understand what was at stake. Tariff being one of the topmost priority in terms of agenda. Yes, we are looking at that because in the recent past, we've seen the tariff war. We have looked at certain commodities, if we are to speak of specifically, be it the semiconductor chips, be it the soybean, be it rare earth minerals. These are certain of those commodities, even within the economic deal that we are speaking of here, that were in prime focus. Now, when Trump and Xi went into that very meeting, there was a question that was asked by a reporter there, whether we are expecting a deal, to which Trump hasn't said a no completely. He has said there could be one. But again, when we speak of Donald Trump, he's full of surprises. So there's nothing that's come off so far in terms of what exactly was discussed in that meeting. But these are the lines on which we are speculating, wouldn't you say, Pranay?
You're absolutely right, Shreya. And President Donald Trump was quite right. He would not want to, would he? It was right on his part not to speculate or not to give any headline ahead of the meeting. Rather, it is more prudent to give headline after the meeting, because what exactly transpired, whatever measures you have mentioned, be it soybean, be it semiconductor chips, or be it rare earth minerals, those have been the retaliatory measures taken by both of these countries. China has already restricted the soybean import from United States, which definitely hurts the U.S. interest, the agriculture interest, and especially the voter community, which actually voted for President Donald Trump, especially in the Midwest of the United States. So definitely, if you see the series of measures, series of retaliatory actions taken by both United States and China, it definitely impacted the bilateral trade, which has its own volume of around $500 billion. And in a previous statement, President Donald Trump acknowledged the fact that United States doesn't want to hurt China beyond an extent, because eventually it will have its own bearing on the Chinese economy as well. And because both these economies for long in last 3-4 decades, they were so intertwined, so closely associated in terms of the supply chain, some in terms of logistics, in terms of manufacturing, that if United States want to hurt China, it will get hurt in result. So definitely, President Donald Trump is certainly looking at some kind of a trade deal, which he can sell to his own audience, which he can sell domestically. Midterm elections are also
Right.
will be in few months. So President Donald Trump want to sell it as a deal, because he calls himself a deal maker. So what deal he has struck with China, it's to be seen. But in terms of the agriculture export, in terms of the
Yes.
fentanyl, in terms of the semiconductor, in terms of the rare earth mineral supply, these are the key issues which United States is looking
These are
at.
the
But
key areas. Yes,
yeah,
Pranay, absolutely. And as you have also mentioned, he loves calling himself the deal maker. But I think even President Xi Jinping also called him the deal maker today, and a person who does try and negotiate peace across different unstable regions in the world. So Pranay, thank you for putting it into context. Yes, the important news right now, viewers, let's tell you, is that the very high level meeting that was taking place, one that the entire world was watching, has now come to an end. We're all now keeping a watch at that joint statement that comes out, if any, and what all has been discussed, a report of that. For now, we're though, however, keeping it at this. We're leaving it at this, that yes, the meeting has gotten over. 1 hour, 40 minutes meeting that we're speaking of, right?